I'd like to invite the views of Dr. Raman Ramachandran from BASF, because we know for a fact that BASF has actually been at the forefront of pioneering digital transformation within the chemical industry, and we have seen it from the outside. It will be nice to hear it as a first-hand account from him as to how digital transformation has allowed BASF to leverage the full utilization of its potential.
So first of all, Dilip and Puneet, thank you and congratulations on this great initiative, the launch of the ChemArt. And I think, you set the stage very well by saying that, if you do not adopt this, you will probably become a dinosaur, and the competitive advantage will soon vanish and you will be left behind. Now, chemical industry also has not been pioneer in this, and I think there are specific reasons, because we have, as Professor Sharma so eloquently pointed out, catching up with improvements, already is a great area for investment. And any digitization also requires specific investments, not only in hardware, but also software and skill development. And so there is a choice of where do you put those resources? Do you put the resource to build another plant, or put another vessel to increase capacity, or do you put that into digitization? I think this is, but if you don't do it, as you said, we will be left behind. So BASF has been in the forefront, and the forefront is actually in 2015. We launched what we call as the BASF 4.0, which is BASF's version of Industry 4.0, looking at how can we take automation and exchange of data for internal efficiency, not just manufacturing and beyond manufacturing. So maybe let me now give you 5 areas where we have been focusing on through digital to improve efficiency and transform. The first, of course, you know that BASF is an R&D based company. We spend 2 billion euros in research, 10,000 people working in research and development across the world, and we are also very proud that we now have a R&D center here in Mumbai, where about 150 scientists today, hopefully double that in about 4 to 5 years working. So this is the first area where we look at digitization helping to transform. Conventionally, in all the labs, the lab books are, manual ones. Maybe spreadsheets today. But in most of the new laboratories and across BASF today, we don't use those conventional notebooks. We use DigiLab notes. And if you think about it, 10,000 people working across the world, millions of data that is being generated, and in the lab notes, they remain in the hands of one person, maybe in one group. And today, suddenly, you have the power of bringing this data across a whole group of people and doing all kinds of analytics and coming up with virtual experiments, which was probably not possible in the past, in addition to the real experiment. So this is a great step forward that we believe is going to transform the way the research is being done. And in order to help this whole process, BASF has also seriously invested into a supercomputer. We have a new computer which is actually the 65th most powerful supercomputer out of the top 500 computers in the world. It's been even also given a name called Curiosity. And this computer, we hope, will be able to really be the backbone of digitizing R&D and coming out with newer and newer concepts and products and services. So that's on the R&D side. The second piece is on the manufacturing side, and manufacturing side essentially in improving efficiency, effectiveness, and also safety. And here, 2 examples that I would like to illustrate is, one is where we are using digitization for predictive maintenance. So there is a lot of sensor-based data that is collected in real time. And this is then analyzed, and this allows us to really make predictive maintenance in our manufacturing plants, which reduces failures, reduces unplanned shutdowns. So a great way of improving efficiency there in manufacturing plants. The second area is reality, AR as it is called. And here, essentially, if you are a maintenance engineer and you're walking across your plant, in the old days, you will do your manual checking, and then you will write it down, come back, translate it into a spreadsheet. Today, you go there and you basically show your phone or your iPad, you show the camera onto, let's say, the pump that you're investigating, and it pulls up a virtual reality image of that pump with all the data of when was this last checked, when was the seal changed, what you should be looking for, and who did the checking last. And this is then seamlessly integrated into the backend platform, which again allows you to really improve your efficiency. So this is on the manufacturing side. The third one, of course, is the conventional supply chain area, where through cloud ERP computing, we are trying to seamlessly integrate vendors and suppliers and customers. Actually, I'm very proud to say that our organization today, 50% of our transactions with our customers happens on a web-based platform. And this, the whole process of purchase order and invoicing is now more or less automated with tremendous efficiencies on the customer service front and also on the sales front. Because I mean, it is still classic in India. If you travel with a sales guy during the peak season, most of his time is occupied on the phone, either chasing the supply chain guy as to where the product is, or chasing the customer service, have you raised the invoice? And I think this is completely getting slowly eliminated. And we are, as BASF India, leading the pack even in Asia Pacific, even within BASF, in adopting this technology, not just with sophisticated customers, even with rural customers, with distributors of our ag business, for instance, we are starting to do this. So this is the supply chain. Of course, needless to say, the business model one, where, okay, we don't have any radical examples here, but we are starting to use digital platforms more and more for communication into remote areas. I think the classic example, again, I would say our ag business, they do now a lot of their communication with farmers purely through, digital modes. They actually had a launch of a new product in Himachal Pradesh for Apple, completely based on Facebook training programs and WhatsApp interactions with the farmers, etc. Third area in terms of business model, but this is kind of evolving, and I must say that in the chemical industry, because many of those areas are sort of regulated, I think this is an area where we haven't really made too many progress yet, but this is a prime area for transformation. Lastly, I think what digitization today also allows, particularly with the digital media that you have, we are at the end of the day industry that is where environment, health and safety standards have to be adopted, a very high level of safety standard. I want to give you two very quick examples of how digitization is helping us. Given the road conditions in India, transportation of dangerous goods in India is a very, very difficult activity. We now, along with 4 other companies under the auspices of ICC, have launched a program called Nicer Globe, which allows all our vehicles carrying dangerous goods, which are GPS enabled, to be on this web, and this is monitored real time in our disaster control center. And God forbid that any accident should happen, this basically the web page tells you where is the nearest police station, where is the nearest hospital, where is the nearest crane, because if you have a tanker and the tanker overturned, the first thing you need to be looking for is where is the nearest crane of the sufficient capacity that can come and upload. So this is we've been using this now for 2 years, and we find this of very great value. We are trying to really get more and more people to adopt this. We are talking to the government to endorse this, because I think this is really a transformation of how safely you can transport goods on the Indian roads. Last example, I think most of you know that we had this unfortunate incident with BASF late last year, where one of our pipelines, ethylene pipeline, got accidentally broken, which resulted in a blast, and 4 or 5 people died. Within 22 minutes of the accident happening, we had media coverage on all of our social platforms explaining what was happening. I think this received a lot of accolades from the regulatory authorities and public, with the forthrightness with which you are able to now communicate in the event something goes wrong. So with that, I think I've already taken up a lot of time, but I thought these were the few examples that I wanted to share on how BASF is trying to use this technology. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.